Welcome back. If you've made it this far, then you've seen that we've created the basic messaging structure and just got finished doing some security stuff. But one of the things that we did was back in one of the first videos, probably the second video, we made the ability to turn messaging on and off. And you'll notice that just in my example one, it's off and we were still playing around with messages. So obviously we haven't done anything to implement that. Now there's a couple things we can do. One is this is made to shut messaging down the entire system. Another thing we have is UserSpice itself is made um, to control things by permission. So in other words, I could come in here and make another one called super user, and I probably shouldn't put that in there. I could do super user, and then what I could do is come in here to my pages and say that if you are a super user, then you can do this. So like in other words, I come in here and take user out, and then, oops, there we go. So let me come to all three of these things, and I'm going to add super user and remove user. That's my token control system causing that. So add that. So now basically what would happen is if you were a regular user, in fact, we'll go ahead and log out. So if I log back in as user and I try to go to create message, I'm just going to be redirected back here because the security system kicked me out, said I can't do that. But let me log back in here. So we could be controlling each of these pages by permission level. So in other words, if you are, with the way it's set up right now, if you are user, you can visit it. If you're super user or administrator, you can visit it. If you are regular user, you can't. That's not really what we want to do at this point. We want to shut down the entire system. So just so I don't have to go back and do this, I'm going to make this person a super user. We want to implement this feature right here, which is, let me show you here. We want to implement this feature to turn messaging off. So let's try this. Let's go into the code. And right now, so far, we have 3 pages that involve messaging. We have message, messages, and create message. So let's go right here, create message. Let's find that page. So let's say that right after this feature, right after this thing here, we have the secure page thing. And what this is this is what controls this page by these access levels. This secure page function checks to see if you have the right permission level. If you don't, it redirects you. But we're going to add another check in here. We're going to say if settings, I'm not typing right, settings, messaging, not equal to 1. So in other words, if it's disabled, then redirect to account.php error equals messaging is disabled. Okay, so what's going to happen is, what page is this? This is create message. So right now, if you go in the database and you see, let's go to the settings table, you see that messaging is 0, which means it's disabled. And if you go into the dashboard, you'll see that messaging is disabled. Where's that at? Messaging right here is disabled. So if I were to try to come in here to localhost, so if I were to try to come in here and go to, create message.php, I'm just going to be redirected back here and be told that message is disabled. So I think it'd be a good idea to go ahead and just put this little error message on any of these pages that have messaging. So in other words, if the messaging setting is disabled, then we want to redirect the user and just let them know that the reason why they can't access that page is that messaging is disabled. So anyway, that adds that feature, and nice and simple, just a simple redirect using the built-in error system for UserSpice.